Hi, how's it? In the name of Jesus Christ, it's Karabo. I hope you're good, I hope you're peachy, I hope you're stellar, and I hope you're in a neat little bunch. If you're not, welcome to the party. It's really quite cold, cause it's winter. Officially, it's the 1st of June. Today, 2024, but it's actually the 31st of May because that's the day that I'm hopping into this particular segment from. Okay, so let's just put some caveats out there. Kindly look out for my captions. They're not always accurate. They sometimes use a small G for God, so they're not very reverential. They also are misspelled at times, or are the wrong word altogether. So please just have a look out for that. That's not me. I would not necessarily go out of my way to do that. It's CapCut. I don't have an incentive to edit my content right now, like my captions, due to the fact that like nobody's watching my videos, so like it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's not me. And then next, I'm very potentially wearing application makeup. If I am, you'll know. If I'm not, you'll also know. I am... yeah, it sort of, it bounces, it falls off my face and on, etc. Yeah, that's like a whole total thing. And then I have a segment. Yeah, I'm only human after all, I'm only human after all, I'm only human after all, don't take a jabbity jab at me. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Ish. Probably wondering what in the world is going on over there. What's important is that it doesn't really matter. I am dealing with something else back there that was distracting me. Okay, the intention was to blush my cheeks. I don't know if I actually did that. Did I? Yeah. To show you that when you prick me, I bleed. When you afflict me, I get all, like, yeah, I get hurt. Like, let's just move on, alright? That's what I was gunning for. I don't know if you see it, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, so I did make mention of the date, right? 1st of June. Yeah, it's getting all nippy, and we just deal with how cold it is. Anywho, yeah, guys, y'all, we have got to be going home. Like, it has to be a thing. It absolutely has to be a thing. Yeah, we've got to go because of the fact that there is a lot not happening and also a lot that is going on. I'm just making, you know, like strange observations of stuff that is going on that's very disturbing, creaming the situation. Like, the situation is already bad and it's just being creamed by all these things that are going on. Okay, so let me just look. I'm not going to be very long in this particular segment, and the reason I'm not going to be long is because, like, yeah, y'all can tell I'm distracted, but whatever. It's late, it's early or whatever, and I don't want to be like proper. I'm tired, like I'm exhausted, and I don't want to be talking about these things. Plus, I just spent a whole bunch of time doing shorter videos and shorts before coming here, so I just feel like really nobody's gonna miss it anyway if I don't do a whole like 2-part series. Like, absolutely nobody is going to miss it. I'm just bereft at present with everything that's going on. Yeah, look, I'm distracted by something and I don't understand why that's even a thing. I shouldn't be distracted, but I am. But anyway, whatever, the distractions we overcome. Look, there's a lot of nonsense. Let me just first start with something. I don't want this to be long, this video. Yeah, because, hey, joke, I'm tired. Like, there's too much rubbish. Like, too much rubbish. And I don't know why nobody is waking up to the recognition of the fact that there's literally too much rubbish. But, yeah, I had, like, a dream of some... I don't usually hop into my dreams straight away. I first meander a whole bunch around some topic and then I get into my dreams. And at this point, it's like, whatever, I don't care. Okay. Yeah, of some ugly... pretty people. Like, how can I describe this? Okay, so back in the day when I was on the come up, when I was dating my ex-boyfriend, he had this friend. It was actually more the brother of one of his friends. And this dude, the first time that I met him through my ex-boyfriend, I remember thinking, well, what a good-looking guy. He was like super handsome, alpha male, tall, like he just had all the features. He was just a really good-looking guy. Yeah, like he was just super duper good looking. Like he looked all exotic and everything, like a mixed breed or whatever. Yeah, and I just thought that the guy looks really good, like he was cute. Okay, but the first time that I met this guy, right, he had a vibe, an attitude about him. He had an arrogance, or not, never mind an arrogance, just an attitude, like he was mean-spirited towards women, in particular, girls in the environment. He was just not fresh, good peoples with them. He wasn't kind, like, at all. And over and above him not being kind at all to women in particular, he just had a bone to pick with women. From my ex's stories about this guy, what he told me about this guy, who was the brother of one of his boys. Okay, the friend of which was actually good people's. He was kind, but he turned out to be a witch, because that's just what happens in this country. Anyway, yeah, this guy, when my ex-boyfriend was telling me stories of his exploits, he was a convict, like a convict. He was in and out of jail, first and foremost, because he was into petty crimes. Now, to give a little bit more background, this guy belonged to a wealthy dad. They all did. So his dad was like one of those, man-ish, as in, I'm not about to get into the depth of that. Like, he's got 20,000 kids all over Johannesburg, but he was a wealthy man, and he pretty much financially catered to his children. None of them lacked anything. If they wanted something, they were said they could be set up with jobs if they were ready to start working. Yeah, he was like Nick Cannon. Thank you. The dad was thoroughly like Nick Cannon, had a whole bunch of money, not necessarily there for the kids, but if they needed something, he was catering to it. They're like a bear. Also taking care of the baby mamas and where it is that they stayed. That's why these rich men, I'm like, it's cool, like I'm good, alright, anyway, whatever. So this guy, had no reason to be besotted with crime. He had no reason to squander his future like that. His dad, he was not struggling. He was not a dude that had to break into homes or do fraud, or he did not have to do any of that. Maybe it was attention seeking, but his brothers, his sisters, his sibling set did not decide to turn to crime because the dad was deadbeat. He was just a naughty dude. He just encountered naughty people and made a decision to do naughty stuff. Like, whatever, cool. So this dude, not only did he have a whole bunch of attitude against some females, he also was just an in and out of jail random criminal guy. He was always being looked for by the police, and there was no need for him to be in that situation because his dad could have set him up any minute now, and he just was like not that he wasn't interested, but he preferred his wayward life. It was a demon. It must be a demon, that thing. Yeah. Not only did this guy have a problem with sticky fingers, Velcro hands, just stealing from the planet, he also not only did he have a bad attitude towards women, he also was just like a player. Like hard not player. He was exchanging women left, right, and center, and just like his dad, he had started a trend of just fathering random strange baby mamas in these streets. Today, if he's not in prison, probably he's got like 20 kids by 20 different baby mamas, like proper. He was that guy. Okay, so I like, this dude was exceptionally good looking, hot, okay, to use the terminology of this world. And the first time I met him, I thought that he was good looking, but the attitude turned me off big time on somewhat a waste of a good looking guy. And then my boyfriend's stories about what in the world under heaven this guy was into, basically with my boyfriend creating context around this guy's life, it created such a bad taste in my mouth about that guy that each time I would see him, if he was out of jail for the minute, I looked at him like he was nothing. Like he was like bubble gum underneath my feet. He was just trash in the bin. He was nothing. He was no one. I basically underestimated him. I started to look at him like he stank. All of his glory, his good lookingness, all that thing that I initially saw at first glance, it fled out the window. I thought nothing of him. I thought absolutely nothing of him. I undermined him. I looked down on him. For lack of a better word or lack of better terminology, I utterly looked down on that guy. My first impression of him was, what a good looking guy. Turned off by the way that he looked at women, but I never would have lost my respect for what he is or who he is if I did not know his ways with baby mamas all over the show, and also the fact that he just has no regard for the law of the country, the fact that he just keeps breaking laws, and the fact that he did not need to, given that he had a wealthy dad that was prepared to set him up wherever he wanted to be set up. I lost all respect for him because of his criminal life and his ways with women. I lost all respect, and so he started to me to look ugly. It's like Nelly Scorbo. He was no different from some dude with like a nose the size of Antarctica, lips the size of Africa, a head the size of South America, like a dude that basically is very unseemly to the eye, not very catchy to look at. He just became ugly to me, menacing. Like his good looks did not matter. That ought tell you about the power of reputation. It's written in God's word that a reputation is more precious than silver and gold, you guys. Okay? And so you need to do everything in your power to preserve it to God. You need to work on your character. And if people revile your reputation, the thing that helps you get it back, in other words, helps you gain vindication, is your godliness, your righteousness. When you are righteous, God will do this. He will make, if you commit your ways to the Lord, He will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, and the justice of your vindication or your cause like the noonday sun. So even when people revile your name and speak all different kinds of nasty things against you, when they disrepute you, when you're godly, you get that reputation back, because God understands that it is more precious than silver or gold. First impressions do not last. They thoroughly do not last. Like, I don't know who came up with that saying, but first impressions do not last, because when you get to know somebody, or when you get to find something out about somebody, it can completely decimate what it is that you thought about them at first. And this Okie from back in the day, that was my that was my boyfriend's boy's brother. He lost me in the first 5 minutes because of his attitude, but he didn't entirely lose me because of his attitude. He lost me because of his rap sheet. He lost me. So it just became like a worthless, useless human being to me. It was like, what a waste. What a waste of good looks. What a waste of a tall stature. Like, men in South Africa, black men in South Africa, there's like a whole problem. They're short. They're very short. And I'm a tall woman, and I've had a struggle with meeting guys that were height appropriate for me. I'm like 1.75 meters tall, and that dude towered above pretty much everyone in the room, including other men. So he had height. He was an alpha male. He had height in his corner. He had good looks in his corner. He had eloquence in his corner. He was well spoken. Oh, another thing that my ex-boyfriend told me about this guy is that in school, when he was in high school, he was a straight A student. That's another thing. Like, he was a straight A student. So do you know when somebody's just jam-packed? When God has just given somebody so much and then they just squander it? Yeah. They just squander it. That dude was like that. When he was in school, he was a straight A student. They tried to offer him opportunities in corporate South Africa, and he's the one that messed up. He's the one that basically disappointed a whole bunch of people until he ended up just doing crime and whatnot. Yeah, he was that dude. Like, a waste of genes and a waste of gifting. That was that Okie. And then, I don't know what he is today, but you know, the thing about that kind of youthful glory is that it flees. And when your youthful splendor has left you, you've got to have something to hold fast to. You've got to have character. You have to have a reputation that you established. Sorry, I'm choking. A reputation that you established there for yourself. Some foundation that you built that's going to cause you to constantly get respected and adored by people. When your beauty flees and your charm is deceptive, like with the Proverbs 31 woman, you have to hold fast to godliness. Something that's going to keep the world looking at you like something that's still great, you know, something that's aging like a decent wine, beautifully glorious. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, so here it is that this guy was that, and I told you that whole story about that guy, and that was my ex's friend's brother, to get to this particular point, y'all, alright? I had dreams last night, just one after the other, like a plethora, just dominoes tipping, and I'm tired of them. I'm sick and tired of speaking the same stuff over and over again, of just really beautiful, ugly men. Like, really beautiful, ugly men. Some of them were young, like Gen Zs, and I've been lamenting about their pursuit or their attempt at me, but others were age appropriate. All grown up and what, like, pretty much guys that I would consider, like, yeah, just because of their age. Guys, oh, good, but they were so ugly. Like, in my dream, they were ripped, like, 6 packs tall, handsome faces, beautiful men, good-looking men that you would look at first glance and be instantly attracted to them, just based on their outward appearance alone. But they left so much else to be desired. They were involved in so much filth, in so much darkness. They were sutured to the occult. This country is bleeding out. Frankly, the jugular has been sliced because of men and women's decent children making a decision to sign their souls over to the devil. It's like a whole epidemic. I've told you guys a story of back in the day when I was not dating I was dating him. I was in the season of dating him. But then I had broken up with him because we were on and off. And I went to some party where I met some satanic men. That's another story for another day. I'm not going to expand on that story because I already told it in another video. But it's men that I came to a conclusion only after I got born again, were extremely satanic. They were young, gifted and black. They were young, gifted and black. They were good-looking young men that were somebody's sons, some proud woman's and man's sons that looked like the kinds of men that women would basically be, falling and tripping over their toes, standing in line to be chosen by them. But these men were involved in some hard-knock satanic activity. Like, when you squander the glory of a man. The other day I spoke about a very handsome celebrity in this country that used to be good people's back in the day. He was my boy's friend. That he was my ex-boyfriend's friend. Not so much my ex-boyfriend. He was acquainted with my ex-boyfriend. I can't say that they were friends, but we'd hung out with him once before and my ex appeared to know him. Okay, yeah, and this dude, I told you guys about Korobela coming from his direction. What would be a darling of the country? The darling of South Africa. The gems of South Africa, the pride of the nation. You look at them and you're like, whoa, this country can produce some pretty awesome men. This country can produce some pretty awesome people. And then you find out that they're involved in all this demonism. South Africa is bleeding. It is being squandered because people are growing up relatively decent men and women, good looking, beautiful girls, handsome boys, handsome men, just absolutely wonderful people with so much. And then they just decide to contract, Satane. Just like that. They then make a decision somewhere along the way. Like they're proper, it's not broken, they're trying to fix it. They've got a job in corporate. They'll grow. They'll do what they need to do. If they burn the midnight oil, if they put in the time, but they'll gain the rewards. But then no, it's not enough. They have to slap others out of the way. If I tell you how many of my former peers, or present peers, but former friends and what have you, slapped me with sorcery, guys. And if you were to see some of those women, like proper, if you think I'm beautiful, I pale in comparison to some of them. I pale. If you were to see some of those women, Batho, how in the world do you go and grab the how do you grab something so beautiful and just filthy it up, like muddy it? For what? For what? Like a man and a woman out here make a baby, the child grows up, they run them, they send them through primary, high school, university. And when kids, when they grow up, how glorious they look, how as they're moving from phase to phase, you just look at them and you marvel. They get so big and they're so beautiful. The girls just become so stunning, so gorgeous. The boys get so tall and they get these deep voices. It's such a glorious thing to observe. Like a blossoming flower. Have you watched National Geographic? Flowers, as they blossom on a time lapse, how it is that it starts out a little bud and then it's just like this whole flower. Yeah, kids are like that. Like you will marvel. You will marvel at how beautiful they become over time. On both sides, genders, right? Like girls and boys. Like imagine watching somebody be that beautiful, that glorious. Like my cousin has got these 2 sons that are towering now. They're so tall. And the youngest one is now in, I think, matric. And the other day when he walked into the house, I was shocked to see just how long he is. He was so gargantuan. And for me, it was like, this is the glory of children. That's why I want them so much. Like, I want to get to see this National Geographic flower just blossom in front of my eyes. I want to see little girls become beautiful young women. And I want to see little boys become tall, handsome, deep-voiced men. I want to see all that. But what is the point? When all that stuff happens and your son becomes so handsome, your daughter becomes so beautiful, only for her to to Satan. Only for her to just go and sell herself to Satan. Only for her to just go and sign a contract with the devil. Some of the people that did this to me, guys, gorgeous girls. Friends I had, one of the people who did this to me was this girl that looked so exotic. Every time we went out, people would ask me if at all she was in my company, in my friend's company. Like if I introduced her to my people, they'd be like, where's she from? And I'd be like, she's from around these streets. She's South African. What are you talking about? She was just so exotic looking that like proper nobody thought she was from this country. Yeah, that random, gorgeous, exotic dame. Guess Satane from here to Timbuktu. And Mbi now. She's ugly now. I have no respect for her beauty now. She's worthless in my sight now. Because of what she has done, never mind to me, but I would imagine so many other South Africans. They make themselves ugly. They burn themselves with their own curling irons. They mar their faces. They scar themselves. They make like that dude from back in the day who at first impression, the first time I met him, I thought, whoa, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty beautiful man. Yeah. And then everything just tanked from that moment, from that time. It just downward spiral, exponential decline. Yeah. The occult changes you. It makes you a different person altogether. It alters your personality and it makes you a terrorist to society. Have you seen some of the men of Hamas? Have you seen some of the men of Hamas? when they are out here showing you their mugshots and what have you. Yes, like it. You be like, how you gonna be so beautiful and be such a menace? How you gonna be so good looking and be such a freak? How you gonna be such a good looking young man and put a baby in an oven and swish it on? Like, what in the world is going on there? It basically takes all the glory of people's beauty, amazingness out of the window. Evil destroys everything. It makes it ugly, and it makes even the most attractive people ugly. It makes even the most attractive people ugly, even before they have lost their glory because of the passage of time. Even if youth flees from them, even before their youth flees, they are already very ugly and mina. So you can understand the bad, horrible taste in my mouth that was left by the baby brother. He was the younger brother of my ex-boyfriend's friend. It's the exact bad taste that is left in my mouth every single time. And guys, without fail, I find out that someone is into sorcery. They lose me. They lose me. They lose me. They comprehensively lose me. It does not matter how good looking you, how cute, how beautiful, how well spoken, how talented. Yes, like that. People lose me. The moment I find out, baloya, you don't understand just how disreputing it is in my sight. Bayangi nyanyisa. I end up finding them disgusting, and nothing of them is worth my consideration anymore. And the guy from America that's been trying to come into my space, at some point I used to think he was handsome, but now he's just this ugly menace. He's like Ted Bundy. You know how Ted Bundy was such a handsome man that out here was murdering women? When you get discovered as a prolific serial killer, all of a sudden your beautiful face does not matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? People squander the giftedness that they have from God. They squander their six packs. They squander their high cheekbones, their tight buttocks. They squander their thunder thighs, their athletic physique. They squander their eloquence, how well spoken they are. They squander their ability to pass exams at school, to be an A student. They squander it. They throw away anything that they could have going for themselves. They just throw it away. I have no respect for anyone I have ever come to learn is into sorcery. Bonke, bayangi nyanyisa. They all disgust me. All of them. And some of them I had big feelings for once upon a time. Massive crushes, spazzing over some dude on the school playground. And now I just look at them like sis, they gross me out like nyanya. I get disgusted because the behavior that they walk in is so terrorizing. It's so destructive to the human race. It's so destructive. You cannot be so defeatist, hating the village you live in, and continue to be regarded for your beautiful smile. Do you not see just how insane or what lunacy it is? It's malady to anticipate that people will still regard your dimples. When you're a serial killer like proper, don't nobody care anymore. And witchcraft makes people these monsters whose everything that they have going for them stops mattering the moment people find out, because herein lies the deal. They still are maintained in respect and regard before people find out. My cousin, the one that I keep on talking about, this chick that used to be my best friend, yes, like she was one of those. Like I said, if you think I'm beautiful, some of the people who have afflicted me with sorcery, I pale in comparison to them. And my cousin, she's prettier than me. Like in the worst way. She was the beautiful yellow bone in the come up. She was the one that all the dudes were out here spazzing over more than me. She was the beautiful one. As a little girl, they used to think she was colored. That's what's good. And you would think it's exactly my point. Like, because I haven't described her very much in my videos, right? Those of you that listen to me consistently, you know that I have this cousin that used to be my best friend that's wreaking havoc. I'm sure you think she's just some scorbo. You're probably thinking, Jay, scorbo and Jay, it's jealous of Karabo, over Karabo. She's jealous because Karabo's more beautiful than her. She's jealous because Karabo has more clout, more popularity, more friends than her. She was more popular than me. She was more beautiful. Megang Shaya. The only thing in the was my body. Because nearly chabinyana wakiskiseng we had knock. Yeah, tripod stand. But otherwise, buso face. She used to slay me. Popularity, people used to slay me. Of course, but you know, in this world, don't nobody care that you're intelligent when there's more beautiful people around. That's what's good. And I didn't care, or mind for that matter, that she had greater clout than me. This cousin of mine that I keep on speaking about, Unzwembu. I see Scorbo. However, because I have not described her physical features to you, you probably concluded that mubi. Like, Botlebahare is along the lines of like Beyonce. That's what's good. Unjalo lomuntu. She's on that tip. Aga para a blonde wig. She would proper look like pass for Beyonce any minute now. She had that kind of glory, that kind of beauty, like, you know, typical yellow bone. Yeah, with like perfect smile and everything, actually causing some dudes to spaz. Yeah, that's a cousin of mine. Kodwa, Satane nguya from here to Timbuktu. Di Satane, lankutwa. To a point where, like, it doesn't matter, manje. Aksanandaba, it don't matter no more. That you pretty, girl. It don't matter no more. That you got that, like, whole charm thing going. Like, it doesn't matter. She was so popular, so well liked, so well respected. Nothing matters anymore. And if people were to find out the stuff that she's into, bangamzonda. She's a Ted Bundy. She is thoroughly a Ted Bundy, just like the dude in America, Ted Bundy. You would think Ukutimina Izolo. I called him Isboto. Yesterday I called that bugger AC Boto. Because Uboto gile like him, even though Ubusobake Abu Boto, he, Asaboto, those of you who are English speaking, I apologize, like a person who's finished off, like with a pooza face and everything, like an alcohol face. Nothing of them anymore is seemly. Nah, that guy was not like that. He was outwardly very good looking. He was cute. He had and his chin. He was a cute dude. For crying out loud, like, nah, he was a cute dude. Godwa, in my understanding, is Boto. Esinye had no sephuza face, the way the way he thrust so much sorcery in my grill. The way he slapped me, got it it's a hectic from here to Timbuktu. And Gisa get logo Jamaica. This little bugger, one Gisa at Jamaica, like he probably went and hired a Jamaican sorceress, to make sure that I go nowhere. He has been the bane of my existence, and so now I'm Sanje, and Imboni Lobushebake, Wiz Bolt, Ufana Jagala, that guy from back in the day that used to be my boy's brother's brother. My boyfriend's brother's brother. Yeah, that's what's good. My boyfriend's friend's brother. Yeah, that's what's good. Yeah, no, these people, they witchcraft makes you lose your beauty as a woman, and it makes you lose your handsomeness as a man. To those who understand that that's what you're into. There is this man at MTN that, yes, he was so good looking and so tall and such an alpha male and just such a gem from Africa, okay, that even white women used to basically get fevers in his climate, in his presence when he was around. Turned out that the dude had a crush and whatnot on me. Dai Rando, as handsome as he was, as well spoken as he was, every time there were road shows or strange entertaining events in the office, they would call on him to be an MC because he was so well spoken and able to interact with people. He ran Toastmasters the way he was so well spoken and what have you. Just an all-rounder gifted guy. Tall, handsome, top of that you're intelligent, top of that you're popular, everybody likes you, just generally very charming. Got that going off for yourself. He lost me. Papa, that bugger lost me the moment I found out that he's into sorcery. And the amount of death in it, he was among the people who put a death curse on me because of my rejection of him. Yo, guys, as in, that you can be beautiful. Bottom line is, this thing, itata ubuhle bomuntu, it just destroys the glory of a woman and the glory of a man. And the sad thing about it is, this menacing activity, at some point, people suspect you of it. You might get away with it for years with that murder. But you see, witchcraft does not merely just affect people's lives, change them remotely without you getting busted, creating a veil of anonymity around your deeds. It's actual demons that you consume when you practice these deeds that alter your personality. You change over time. You become conceited. You get narcissistic, evil, essentially insufferable to people around. And so you lose your clout amidst those that used to like you. They come out saying, Ujabu akaseko the same. Temba's not the same anymore. Pinki hasatwana le the way na lekatengi, etc. I could go on. People start avoiding you because your personality changes. You become dark. You become arrogant. It's the pomp. Arrogance yakona, the narcissism, the pride. Le nugayo is exactly what causes abantu to ugugziba now. They stop liking you because you become arrogant. My ex-boyfriend was so humble when we first met. I don't know Rikin. I don't know what thing he is. He's just a thing now. I don't even know how anybody deals with him from back in the day that knew him from the original, that knew the version of him that was back in the day. In a way that is insufferable. I would not have taken it in my stride. Was around before me. She rejected him before me. Gold digger. And then after we broke up and he started to make money, she was like, I'll consider you, seeing as you once asked me out before. So she came before me, so she knows him from Fantuka. She knows him from even before I knew him. So manje, when you have that kind of history with a person ukuthi mkanjani back in the day, bese ayoshintsha kabuhlungu nje na ebandla weo. Kaze divorce ayizi na. That's the thing about dark arts. You literally think that this thing is innocuous. You're playing with fire. Remember that song from back in the day? You playing with that fire, you gon' get burned. One foot is in the grave, he giving all of y'all something to be afraid of. Yeah, that's your Satane. You're playing with fire, you can't anticipate ukuthi awuzosha. You proper can't. Kimullo, and you have no faculties. I have a sibling who's severely involved in dark arts, and yes, like it put. Into ayenzile, imshenshe, like angsana tabanai. Angsana tabalen. Akisana tabalena. The way ang borangate, the way she is so changed. The way at different ngankona. I don't even humor her anymore. Ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi 24 hours, 75% of the time. Mankhuluma naye ngikhuluma namadimoni. I'm not talking with the person mina mengimazi mankhul. I'm just not. I am not speaking with the same person that I used to speak with when we were growing up. So what is the point? Khuluma nobani manje ozoresponda like him in rudeness. Ngoba uyangibona ukuthi ngimzalwane. Wangibona. I'm beaming. The glory of God is emanating through me, and inside what's speaking, what's responding to me is a demon. So manje ngizokhuluma for with a demon for in. Ngizodila for what? Li demon for in. So I'm avoid. I just avoid them. Like just basic bare minimum conversation and let it go. Ngoba angisadili nomuntu. I'm not dealing with the original person manje. Every time I'm speaking namadimon wabo. These things you can't just dabble with them and trust ukuthi thinks it is said things since it is anonymous. Since it's anonymous, anibonwa lezinto nizenzayo halibonakala lipatile morago atabore. It's spiritual, that you're gonna get away with murder. Yeah, until ushintsha boy. Kaze ukhe wabona nini umuntu ahamba la emgaqweni bandla weo athwasile, never mind ukuthwasa, but ukuthwala athwele. Umuntu othwele wonke inyoka or something. Kaze azoshintsha. Is the personality not going to adjust there? Upepile noga ka ofela ifeletse abuti anarona norona ukase change. Obvious utlo change. You are going to be aloof. You are going to be arrogant. You are going to be different. Abantu that don't know you from Fantuka. Angeke babe nendaba of personality yakho bazokamukela unjalo. If eroba yakamukela or reject unjalo. If bayak reject kodwa kuzoba nabantu that are going to have angst where you are concerned. Ngoba bazokhumbula ukuthi monjani. They are going to remember ukuthi lo muntu nona meya yakho like this, and so therefore they're going to suspect zinjandini ukuthi kunento yenzayo. Kaze uthwele, and on top of that, your strange personality change. Your strange transformation of your personality will have happened around the same time that you all of a sudden started to totally motor boy. All of a sudden so tengi indlu manch. All of a sudden you're getting tender business deals flooding in, and at the exact same time so you change. At the exact same time, that's when you are changing now. That's when you are doing strange things out in the streets. That's when you start that walk next to you. That's when you start to think people stank, that you defecate ice cream. That's when you start to walk around in the streets, making like a kangaroo hopping in it. Una arrogance. You are conceited. Constantly just gaslighting acting as if though into a suspect ngabo is bayahlanya or they are paranoid, schizophrenic. Yeah, exactly. You start to become meanie, like teasy, confronty. My ex-boyfriend, he became so rude. Yes, like it, but rude. Yes, I'm like 1997. Rude. He's was good to unguhu. The thing that made me break up nalai rando was in the unangichenjela in ways that I couldn't take it in my stride, because Gazemina Nubani, Hebatung, Jagabinele Tamia, there was a stranger in my house. Took a while to figure out. There's no way you could be who you say you are. You gotta be someone else, because you wouldn't talk to me like that. You wouldn't treat me the way that you do. You would adore me, you wouldn't ignore me. Lomundwana started giving me vibes. Yazi energy. He started to give me strange, vibrating atomic energy that's going to explode all up in my grill. And I mean, mangim dampa. I expect ukuthi uzobuya wangi yekela ukuthi mina ngimshiye hebandla we angishaya ngebye Pina Titanic, watching me go, letting it sink on some yahamba. I expect ukuthi mina ngizokhala, Jack, come back. I know, ngamyekela. Cried to Jesus, he born again me. The Lord redeemed my soul. That's what's good, and that's the thing that helped me overcome indaba yokuthi lo muntu ngishintshe bandla we. It was so heartbreaking. The way that he was so different. It was extremely heartbreaking, and if it was not for my redemption, guys, I was gonna slash his tire. I was gonna, I don't know, I was gonna do strange things that women do when they are too angry with men, like burn some suits and stuff, like angazi, like kipolu suits, out of dire level of anger. That's what I'm getting at. Ukuthukthela kwami was cured by the Holy Spirit. I got born again on time, just on time, at the nick of time. But I could not take how much washinja ngakhona lo muntu, and he's not the only one. You can't imagine that all you gonna do is ukudebla 24 hours a day when ubhizi udlala ngama-Ouija board, tantamount ni busy niyathakatha la emgaqweni ntse le tshisa dimpepho la kula le tauwe ntse le nwa nyaupenyana ya Satane ntse le busy le thwala ka di eng ka di tikolosh le thwala ka di ancestors le thwala ka di noga he batla next thing motho o cry di tender, of course uzoshintsha zoba arrogant boy singers wena uwe othengela wonke umuntu Hennessy in the club, when before you were the broke dude ona shapa ka 2 series rata ukhomba di taxi jwanong so le busy o driver voranyana engwe hectic no. Personality is going to change, and abantu bagini nabantu bakho bagazi from dala bazokhathala into that you have become ngoba grandship you've become insufferable house achaza also bora so le arrogant and also bua le batho nkare ke digama jwanong so jwanong re tla wetsanga buti re tla wetsang. You do that to yourself. You literally expose yourselves for involvement in the occult. This thing has got a 2-pronged approach. You not only send demons onto people, but you also consume demons into yourselves. Niyazithagatha self. Every spell that you cast niyazithagatha until you change. And the change yakhona is the thing that exposes you. Hiyo into that exposes you is the thing that makes abantu bakusole uthi uthwele. Boy, they might not even say it. They might not say uthi siyak suspect ukuthi uthwele. I will give you an example. Yeah, Batho guys, wait again. Kupale blooming my life thing. Kinale cousin engwe, a boy, a guy, a male. He might as well be a boy because he never really grew past 18. That's what's good. Kotumtala ginam. He's a 1982 first person in the family to start doing some hard knocks demonic rituals in my generation. First millennial, that's what I'm getting at. He gets involved in dark arts, and very shortly afterwards at the time before yena self a jiela mudimu a rata Satane sisters ke a fitla on sa me bathong Karabo itse nna ke wa re tika butwaka. He's changing, he's involved in something dark, and I get working I hetsang o changile ha isa le motho le yena. I'm like, girl, a re rapeleng ka mo lebitso la morena Jesu. She came and lamented to my mom, she came and lamented to me, and we spoke about how it is that it's unfortunate, and at the time he was the only one doing some hard knocks. So sorry, he would ultimately have a trail of cadavers behind him because they followed him. Abantu bagita within my generation, they all then made a decision type thing. But he was the first to go. And if I tell you, this boy cousin, Maskula, we were tight like skinny jean. And he was such good peoples. He was my favorite cousin. He was my favorite boy cousin. I had 2 cousins that were my favorites interchangeably, the girl and the guy that I told you about. He was one of my favorites. And he used to always come and visit me, Giti, etc. Next to each other. We were supposed to be tight for life. Do you understand what I'm saying? We were supposed to hold each other fast for the rest of our days. For the rest of my life and vice versa. I know. Somewhere along the way, he got strange. Washinsha started to become weird, strange. He got into crime and all different kinds of weird stuff. Joe. It's like, I don't know who this person is. I do not know who this bugger be, but it's not the dude I grew up with. So avoidance became a whole strategy. Avoidance. Guys. What are you gonna do with a person that's done a 180 on their original personality? But so confused. Are they going to give you cognitive dissonance? Top of that, they're gonna gaslight the living daylights out of you when you raise it. So, to spare yourself the heartache of being accused of being crazy and paranoid and maybe even getting booked into a psychiatric ward because you happened upon umuntu abusing a ritual, just walk out. I avoid them. My family members, I don't know how many of them have tried to get me booked into a psychiatric hospital because I discovered ukuthi bashinshile. Top of that, I found out that they're into witchcraft. Ride or dies that would have done everything to protect you. Now today, bafuna ukulahlala underneath the bus. So my strategy to deal with my family members that are involved in all this darkness, shine hello, goodbye, pumagub, hello, goodbye, pumagub, decent enough to greet, but certainly not cordial enough to have a whole conversation. For why? Things have been cool na huda. Beelzebub, Legion, who in the world am I going to be speaking to? Because Hausale your girl, you are not there anymore, boy. You are no longer available. Every time I call you, going to voicemail, something else is answering that machine. It is not you. So that's what you do to yourselves. You make sure that there is a beep, leave a message after the tone. And then Karabo is busy speaking just fell into a void, a canyon. Muntu akona, akako, in dlebe yakhe, ivalekile. Cause manje sekadliwa Satane. Ngizoninzani? guys. Yes, Shimatong. La chencha is that basic. This thing is not only going to affect ama victims enu, it also affects nina. Ni naive to think ukuthi ningathakathaka buhlungu kanje na. Nithatha ama YouTube channel wabantu, making sure ukuthi abakhuli, making sure ukuthi umunye umntana akayenza imali, making sure ukuthi umntana abantu akachade, akabi nabantwana, akabi right. Kanti ukuthi nizayenza all that rubbish. Isikhathi singakanani before you are gone altogether, erased. Ingathi dust in the desert nje fell. Now today you see it kusasa gone. When, how long do you think you can continue to consume ama demoni? With each new spell you get more demon possessed. How long before you are finished? How long before you are done for? Aning jelen. Pumani, nyendaba. Liduti mo lengtone tse matlho le thotse. Arabankle. Buang, tswang katap. Buang. Another lot la pelentse le kunya madimoni sebaka se se kakang before madimoni a le tsaya. Alisa lifung. The wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life for they who are in Christ Jesus. Ke khathetse. Ke motona ke le mokana. And hape ha ke na le bana. A ke tlhaloganya wa ke takisna bana because of you guys. Ngimdala manye mngaba kodwa abantu ba busy bangithetha ngathi mina I'm an infant, a child, a baby. Kwamele mina ngiyonakakelwa. Amadoda ayangifuna ngenkani bafuna ukungibeka endlini zabo. Ukuthi mina ngiyobe i-stepford wife, nginikezwa i-care mina ngibhetshela. Ngifuna ukwenza imali yami abazingeni. Ngazi ukuthi banengculaza some of them abenandaba. Bazitshela ukuthi so at some point one day you will accept it, girl. You will be on prep. Ngempela, kanit. Is that what we're doing? Batho ngimogolukele mokana, I get to make my own decisions. I am autonomous. Do you understand? Kodwa mana abazi aspire. Let's buy skelem because halena tlhompo. Hale kwenza madimoni alona mangata. Tlhompo out the window. Halena respect. Inhlonipho. Shame. And is buy skelem. Grandchap ni lahlekelwa ngithi nenhlakanipho. Everything that you have going for yourselves, even your intelligence, gone. And is buy skelem senu nonke. And eventually, lo mhlaba lo uphelele wonke abazos buy skelem senu. Eventually the whole world catches on. The first people to go, the first people that you lose ngabazalwane. The first people ba borwa nkelona ke bazalwane. And initially wonke umuntu looks at us like Karabo uyamjudge omunye umntwana. Yeah, uyamjudge uBheki, uyamjudge uThemba, uyamjudge uSizwe, uyamjudge. Yeah, until eventually wonke umuntu that belongs to Bheki, Sizwe noThemba are like, Karabo was on to something. Lo muntu lona akasekho gone, ulahlekile. Ke stop no. We are walking around a whole cadaver, ke zombie. Baga is a zombie walking around in these streets. Nkare ke ntsompa mo sfatlhegong ga movie, it's an animate mara mo sfatlhegong ra e bona. Ra mona o busy ntsa tsama mo haranga rona mara ga sa le teng o tsamaile mothako ke ghost se se gasno re tla etsang ka lona etle. You have done this to yourselves. Hal ka mo beltona no rena ke nna o leng in a bad rap le ntse le busy leng tumpa ka ditlhare mo YouTube, le ntse le busy le tsaya di subscriber tsa menaiza, le ntse le busy leng tsaya la di view hours, le ntse le busy leng tsaya la tšhelete bathong sebaka se se kakang before lo tlhokafala. Tsamaya lo raga bucket akere go and kick the bucket guys. Naxas bias kelem salona ambani yo border tsamo dabalang mafulang kutlo ga ke sa bias kelem salona kaofela ga ke na tabale lona la bora le tsofaditse mosadi wa batho a sna bana geriatric womb ke na le ke boifa ke tshaba menopause before nna ke ba le bana because the busy leng chebile leng tonetse matlo le sa buile le mmam le ikentse di thotsela outside of my ministry waiting for me to ultimately do something le di paritse ke snang tlhompo for tsona at all. I have no respect for naka ofela ha le kopanelang kutlo ga ke le rate le bodile le di kobo go sfatlhegong sa ka lantse le bantle just like toro le ke bleng yona ya bana ba di 6 pack tse di ngata mara ne le di kobo ho ya wile ke di kobo BB menacing, ugly, grimacing nasties. Kodwa gym. Yes, like it right trap, right saver, dumbbell, 24 hours a day, they always are just doing a pull-up or something. Mara, who cares? If you can lift how many kilograms with your one hand while doing the Comrades Marathon, bottom line is, all that fitness don't mean jack. Mambole kaphlunga njena. When ikamalako, instead of it being Steven, it's Stevel. Because you're that evil. Hide buddy. Kemaswabi. You have killed yourselves. You have created your own little unique zombie apocalypse. That's what's good. Le tipola yetse ntwe seng teng. And I ke tlhaloganye grensha bore. Sebaka se se ka le tlo ntse le tswela pele sa ruri le lo ya batho. Nna re lona le tlo ba right le so lo ba safe. Nne le ntse le busy le dutse go my YouTube channel yaka, defecating on everything that I speak. Le tshwetso re lona lo tswela pele sa ruri why? Go ya wile all the way up until I turn 50. Le tsone le ntse le lawyer. Le rona le 10 years engwe. Le nana gore le na le yona engwe 10 years. Tsanguthi ne ya ni nayo engi 10 years. You think you've got another 10 years ngempela? Kanet udawe hakana on the occult utsubile nyaupe le flaka le cocaine in one sitting tsotso le drugs idwele motse tsa mo South Africa zonke le dakamiswa za la eMzansi uzibhemile and you are high when exactly do you imagine brother man, you are going to make it another 10 years. Already you are chilling in an overdose. Right now as we speak, you are on borrowed time. You are on borrowed time. Amatimoni wako are one extra shooting up of heroin into your veins when you've already taken too much. You are overdosing on the occult. Izogbulala. The wages of sin is death. Say Lady Gobo, already obvious. My ex-boyfriend, he is obvious. He is culpable. Situation nankenzenyona, ohonano. Boy, wa ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend ya gago to point ngwana batho antsa le mopila mo kana gana mon. Haona motho mo se kila rola le ena since wena. O sentse na le single. Gana mmereko. O latlhegetswe ke everything. Ana batho ha go obvious rwa loe. Abuti ko bare bua ha re tse batho ga re doloko. Ga re dolokeng. Ga go obvious gore o moloi. Morolong tsi. Ole wa haisale. Etle a obuti. Go tlie o re loele ngwana batho. Go obvious. Tswaka taba, at least confess. Re tla go tlwela botlhoko. Re tla go tshwarela. Mara at least tswaka taba, because at this present moment ntho e etsang ga etse sense go no ntse deny. Ntse gaslight every single danger fela wana o busy ntse lighter matches o buting ya tle. Go tlie. Just come out ka nnete. Bua nnete o mo entseng Karabo o mo tshetse eng e kana ngwana batho kere never mind go latlhelwa ke husband kere le career yo yotlhe gana selo. Gana nnekese. Ngwana batho o dutse o blomile ko zero. YouTube channel ya gage e ntsweng o na le ditalente mothako tse dintsintsi empa binary code ones and zeros ana re gatsense o busy ka ena etle o tsamaile wa lo gram side wa gago akere o motsaile wa thola bana ke o ka tlogela ngwana batho jaka gana le geriatric womb gore a lo ba le bana motlogela mara husband gele mo obuti sentsene ali holdile on week le bambi or ba mmitsang mothako jiden antsa bina bambi my dear o busy ntsa shebane morago le cherry a latlhegetsweng ke yona, and so for those reasons just the prospect in Jeffel of Hulo Bina, all you care, all I can do is cry. Ya eta James. Wa avoid. Mutako o avoid a go utlwa botlhoko because o latlhegetswe ke Chiquita that he could not afford to lose back in the day because o decided go lona arrogant because mutako teng ona tsubile his first shot ya nyaope. O qadile ka intravenous heroin ya occult. A lo tsaya flaka back then le heroin le cocaine. Aba high. Aba disrespectfully. Ha ka to go ba disrespectful aba latlhegelwa ke girls inawa teng a move on a cry Jesu Christ morena Jesu. And now that she's all born again is amo bata jwanong because o gopola the goodness that he used to have back in the day. Janong motho mo ngwana batho 10 years ka fela fitile 13 go dry cobweb down there. Motho wa batho ga so o kantsi for in o ka for eng ke emetse morena Jesu gore na mphe answered prayer. Motako has been sleeping I get the guys since yena ke mo wa mantshela kwa my last 10 years ka for 13 go dry tumbleweed nje fela fa da that's what's good mara ha se boloi mona Karabo. It's just things happen ka net jana only reason why go shapa tumbleweed da is because I'm Christian, so I'm celibate. Mara if it was not for my celibacy in Christ nkabe ke robetse le bana a ke tsebe ba ikae ba sang proposang lenyana because of ntho e motako la yentse ebe motho ashaba situation ya Chiquita perfectly viable asa nyalwa abasa suspect gore ke ditlharmo etle wa go tlie rwa loe wa bere gumgelela engwe ya Satane go tlie eno kgatile ka yona mo molaleng nogal go obvious gore a ke gono hema because D1 ong blomile sefubeng janong jaka halona le bizling blomile sefubeng ga kana YouTube channel ya mina isa tsamaye ana re ga go bona gale gore le baloi ha le bona gore mona ke lisilo rula ke lulu o buile ke sapo santiki sapo ha le bona gore rona le hunting mo YouTube channel ya mina isa jaka ga ke le talent de ga kana ile neng ke tlogetse le sego because ke a bona gore mona mo mzantsi ha le utlwi ha le buiswa ka sengisi ga le mamele jaka ga go feta a cold eerie violin sound over my YouTube channel, hovering over my ones and zeros, my binary code, hovering over my shorts, getting no views. Anara hale bona hale no gore le shapile stwetla mo strateng le ngono le sonoro wetsekeng le sheleng go tlie or la loy go tlie hore le rabazitse ngwana batho le mo rabazeditse bokamos go tlie hore ntweleng ka yona no ga le busy le kwenyang mathi a yona or lo kra chelete gore eng tutsi YouTube channel eng go tlie go obvious marona le tsotso re ha batho ba tlo bona le shebile left and right le ipotsa gore wetsekeng so far as nobody looks at this woman's channel we will be okay, except it is the very thing yokuthi akuna muntu ombuyayo right now that makes you look culpable. You are exposed precisely because kaze kanjani lo mntwana anyena ngithi nephew nyana iwanyana something. I keep on getting contacted by digital marketers on some girl, I can help you get your YouTube channel on search engine optimization and optimize so you can start getting views. I'm like, oh, if you know how to cast out ex-boyfriend yam, then maybe we can talk. If you can get rid of some random buffoons in the streets, my former friends, my cousins, yeah, then maybe re ka bua ka go patala finyana ya go optimize a YouTube channel ya mina. But seeing as you can't deal le baloi bana, go ignore obuti di gobo la nkutla di bari tse ding tsa di gobo tse sa bukekeng anymore. You are no longer beautiful. The guy from who is this Okimabob from MTN that I used to think was my future husband, omunye nje fela hot, waiting hot boy wa go chesa wa go baba motho na tuka mollo ga feta nje fela motho ne I needed to be fanned the way nje fela motho na le seriously hot. As soon as I discovered gore ke mollo, because back then ne ke so big grieved and scorned, ne ke batla go mo fa ke re second chance because ne ke le mo maratong a sa etseng sense. Jaanong ke mona le sebotho la hanza maybe a sentsena le mopila today ga ke na taba ke se kobo ke se gama ga ke na taba. Do you understand? La ka tlhokafala ga ke sana taba le lona. That's what you do to yourselves. You thoroughly imagine that you can continue in this like preposterous capacity and have people continue to love you even though you've done this to them. You are menacing, you are disgraceful, you are the scum of the earth, you are Ted Bundy. Hella handsome, but it don't matter cause you're a serial killer. Bomme balona have gone on right ahead to produce progenies ezing twemb. Abo hot boy baseskolweni, all the chicks are breaking their teeth to get with the bugger. Next thing ubhizi lo muntu belonging to Illuminati. So menzani re tla go etsang o loya ha botloko hakana abathong no ro kgwetsa jaaka ha o loya ha botloko hakana re tla go etsang. What under heaven are we going to do with you? Sizwe ona tuka ona le mollo ona le flame wa nkutla le gadima ha o kena ko sekolong di cherry dia fainta jaanong wa loya etle o thoele sizwe so nna ga ke sena taba le wena ga ke sena taba le di smile tsa gago le di dimples tsa 20. Who cares? That's what the occult does for you. And that's the thing, you know, celebrities, when they join the entertainment industry, they join the occult, and the reason why they become celebrities is because they tend to be hot boys and hot girls with so much talent, but then they get ugly. Bayenzwa ikobo by this thing. Nimkhethile lo Satane wenu wanienza babi. However, temporarily people gave you respect. Baletlompi. But now the world is in angst because bonang go go upside down ga botloko ga kakang. Karabo ga gono kry ke le mmereko e bathong. South African, the economy is bleeding skills. This chick is so talented and yet she can't contribute to the economy. That precisely because you have made this Mzansi Afrika upside down is why people are going to stop liking you. Anisathandeki lidigobo lebabi, and it had to take decade yoyotle for you to eventually get to a point where it's clear now. You're out here taking a mugshot like Pablo Escobar or a Grandshap. You we bandit. You are a criminal. You are a criminal. That's all you are. Kodwa, before then, wonke umuntu aje at first glance be thinking, yo, what a cute dude. Yo, what a beautiful chick. It don't matter now. It don't matter. You're just like that dude who was the brother of my boy's boy. It's that basic. Yeah. Uiskoba manje, even though umuhodo or exotiki, you look like you come from another country. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is iskobo. Ted Bundy, when you're Hannibal Lecter, it doesn't matter that your teeth are perfect, that you've got perfect symmetry, that you've got 12-pack, never mind 6. Ain't nobody out there in these streets trying to care that a serial killer has got a 6-pack or an 8-pack or a 20-pack. Enang beer no hal caught. Yeah, I'm still the way you let the wing at thing. You let it down. Ana mototoli tusa. Mudimo khale nanze ke le borrela bathong. Ga ke na taba le lona. I don't care. Lela hakela tsamang lo tlhakafalo itseng. Tsama hambanyo dabula mafu. Ngoba need disturbance of peace. Kodwa siyahamba la emgaqweni. That's the thing, we're leaving the earth, we're getting out. Razamai. So I don't have to deal with about na ke dila le batho ba le mahoto mara ke dikobo. Ke dila le batho ba leng ba hoto mara ke dikobo. It won't matter. The angst, the duplicity, the oxymoronical status quo, where it is that it's cute but it's ugly. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Ke bile toro of dintswanyana tse ba pila mara tse di be cause di rata Satane. Ka di korobela le business di tumpa di chereka Fosta. Anaro lo mopila mo kana o jima sebaka se se kana ko jiming. Anaro why o sena bravery ya lo shela cherry. O tlo kra gwababa ha botloko jwa hakakang to a point of ho shapa cherry ka korobela o tso jima hakana. Another why also on another 6-pack ha go e ka se we need chair. What makes you think your beautiful brown eyes? Ga di o kra typhina ko officing. Why do you have to go yo mtumpa yen korobela? Yini ngale witchcraft yenu that makes you lazy to basically trust your own game. I sugar man. Angisibice ke lemseni when very soon abanye abantu abazosibhayi. Other people abatlose bias ke lemsalona na ke borile ke lona. Ke borile. This world is just upside down. It's doing strange things. It's doing backflips and don't nobody care. It's doing gymnastics activity and agena taba ke agena taba. E busy yenza gymnastics yenza di tumble di cartwheel di tumbler mo strateng mo bojwang agena taba. Your evil is an acrobat, y'all. Like it's a proper acrobat and agena taba re gatsetse ke the way le tsaileng South Africa ka spitsa parafini ka teng le re phamoletse a peaceful South Africa. Jaanong ha rena taba ka di-tumbler tsa lona ko bojwangong. Don't nobody care that wena o gona go etsa backflip le handstand the way o leng acrobatic ka teng. Bottom line is acrobat ya go bolaya ka yona flying kick ya teng in the sky re tla etsang mo lifeng. Le clown wa nkutla yola it the clown le di clown tsa mang lo yang ko serekising ya Satane tsa mo tlhokafalang tsa mo hemang boladu once and for all after you shoot yourself in the mouth. Don't nobody angnandaba nan care angnandaba ha ke sbay landzele le babila ha ke sasbay. Guys, I don't care anymore. That dude is charming, are just speaking smooth. Boy looks so good, but his mind is not ready. Cause waloya, hakisas baya. I'm not the girl that I used to be. I am an afflicted woman now, scorned. Do you understand? By Ditweba, tsa go shapa di cherry ka di korobela. Dintse le di babila. Banna ba bang ba bantle. Mara o busy motho fu. Ka flying kick. O wa kwa America. I go nna next tlhaloganya. O ka ba mohoto jwang? Ha o keta mo o boto tumpa cherry ka korobela. What makes you think she's gonna say no? Another kwa baba etlo go motivate sebaka se se kakang gore lo wena lo etsa korobela. Sebaka se se kakang. Bathong overcome di horisi tsa gago tsa kwa baba. O lo shela ngwana batho organically. O motlogele ha batla ha bana ga go batle. Mara la Fosta. Lenze le ya Jimmy. La Fosta. Lenze le squata ga 10 ka letsatsi. La Fosta ga 100. La Fosta. Lenze le la di glutes tse ding tsa high sale. Tsa fantuka. La Fosta. For eng? Halisa itshepa do itshepa. You can't even trust your own skills. Ko sekolong ne le perform. Ha ka mo motho a teng o tlhalifile ka nnete. O botlolo ya for eng? O loelang jaka ga o tlhalifile ga kana. Ke tshelo ka re yo nthatla ne ntla ka dipolento lena. It's going to take away ke le tlhalifo ya lona. Lo tsaelwa ke le your brains, your wits because khalidi berekis, and that's what's written in God's word in the parable of talent by the way. The parable of the talents. Jesus Christ ati wicked and slothful servant who takes the talent yako we share, you go and you bury it uye fihla etaneni I get really busy go bojwang lenze le di tumbler in the occult how get that tumbler thing obo diga scoop a hole because you've made your 1 foot giraffe elo crater mbobo in the ground mokoti go lo pata talent ya gago because wena o lo tshepa Satane go thusa go lo grab mereko ga o tlo tshepa eloquence ya gago ga o tlo tshepa your ability to study and research ga o tlo tshepa taba re grandship o na le experience, you know how to do the job. All you need to do is show them that you can do the job. Ga o sa itshepa tshwanetse wena o lo ti preparela advanced acceptance of your state in the job ka ditlhare. So ke o ka lebala he ka go preparela interview ke o ka lebala he ka go mention that about I've got 20 degrees. It doesn't matter. Ha gona taba. Se ke ile ka etsa di tumbler ko Standard Bank. Tse ding ka di etsa di tumbler ko Absa. Ka etsa di tumbler tse ding ko FNB. Ka etsa tse ding tse 20 ko Vodacom. Ka etsa tse ding tse 27 ko RMB. Ka etsa tse ding tse 39 ko Telkom. That's how much experience I have. Ke motho di tumbler so momo MTN ko ira di tumbler tse 27 right here in the interview. Ha let's not dress about to anything of that nature anymore. Now you are literally preparing in advance before you even go to the interview that you're going to get the job. Hey Batho, that's a burial of your talent. Le patile di talente tsa lona in the ground, and according to God, He is going to throw you in the outer darkness, and in that place there is weeping and gnashing of teeth for all of eternity, and the smoke of your torment will rise up forever because you are a wicked and a slothful servant. Ga o berekise di talente tsa gago. You've got game. Ko sekolong no shela di chere o ka o fela tse 20 ka letsatsi le 1 dia o qom. Ngamhlanje ushayi abasha abotheke ngikorobela. What? Ulokoma ke di 20 ko high school, and then next thing you're like 5 years later nje fela only at 23 in corporate South Africa bese uyoshaya one chick in the office ngeko. Why? Whatever happened to that game that made 20 chicks baqome esikolweni to a point where if the 21st chick may not phone it's okay whatever because I've got 20 others. Manje no tshwantse every chick nje fela lo ba tsiriantsha ka korobela le fa batho di ngolaza ka yona korobela ya teng batho ngamba nyo border tsa motlhokafala ngamba nyo tabla mafu mina nginendaba nani ha ke na taba le lona ka o fela le kopane tsa mo tshwantlang di tlhogo tsa lona together and just let them burst into flames. Angispy iskelem seno nonke le di rubbish la nkutla di rubbish tse felletseng ka o fela tshwantse lo la tlhomo hara dustbin mara ha le bone diedeng. However, people are eventually going to get onto that point because why under heaven naki blomile go binary code go YouTube. Why is my YouTube channel going nowhere? Why is it ke blomile viev? Why is it no go thotse again? Why again? After a season of gogola di short, I was growing in shorts but not in long form content. Nobody was viewing my content. I was not about to monetize any minute now because nobody was watching my videos. Hole binary code lang blomisa da have 2 lang shapaka stage you got thing viev batho tsa motlhokafalang hamba nyo border diet di red ya ona motho le gopolang hayo this is the Pied Piper of Hamilton wa nkutla ke motho wa go dlala flute lo ya ko your watery grave ga ke feditse ka lona you will be no more. You will be no more bo butile bo uslike le bodile. Le tlo tumpa chere hore aska bereka ska etsa next why cause lona memereko ya lona le latlheletse ko hara a sea of darkness ko Bermuda Triangle. Hore yo tsawa ke Satane ko teng. Cause ga le batlo berekisa di talente tsa lona. Ga le sa di tshepa, ga le tla di la proper. You don't even trust yourselves. If you don't cultivate your talents and your skills and your gifts, understand they're going to ultimately fade over time. So, seniors, witchcraft is this thing that replaced your actual hard-working skill. You're no-brainers now. It doesn't like proper. Everybody else is better than you at the job, but guess what? You keep getting the promotions. Why? Cause lona loy. Ambanyofa. Ambanyo boda. Tsamo dabulang mafu. Langkutlu. Tsamo tokafalang. Breathe your last. Give RIP cadaver and cold bed. Tsamo joinang leha tsekle. Naked batong. Dust to dust, earth to earth, ashes to ashes. Kutlelang morago. Kutlelang morago. Kutlelang morago ga ona motho lo gopolang because la sing. All I'm saying is you're destructive, and so for those reasons, ke mang o gopotseng Ted Bundy ka jeko no di last. Ke mang o ntse le biza shebane mo araspili a shebile Moses Sithola a batla go mo bringa back. A ke lentswetseng ke mang o batlang go gutlisang Hannibal Lecter. Tle, ntlhalosetseng. Ke mang motho o batlang go loka like tsaya Jack the Ripper a fellets. A mo khutlis vele a lo blama mo 21st century. Atlo Jack ra basadi vievie. Ke mang? Nobody's trying to bring those menaces back. Ga gona motho tlo batlang go gutisa lesul. Atlo rula mo strateng. Atlo re lawyer vievie. Atlo re honta a re pokele. Ha re mo batle. Ga re ba batle. Bo botle ha ba kopane. Ha le so ntshiwe ka diponga le ditswape mara lo tswa lang kutlo. Di sheleng tsa lona mo strateng di tswetla. Di otswa ga di tswile ga lo gopolwa ke tsholo ka re tsa mo bodang because ga le batle Jesu a kere ho neng ntse ke le fa le gospel ho neng ntse ke le zamela ka gospel. Guys, give your life to Christ. Goodness, really? Like, it's not worth it. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and yet lose his soul? Linken so runa ke upload content I mean as I got 10 busigo hore ling ke la avoid it and you still lang natella morago ka re mo gatla ke tsholo ka re you are the rodent and ke motho a flutu ke pipe para of Hamilton. Ke lisa mabitleng a lona a metsi. Your watery grave, that's what's good. I started uploading my content ka 10 busigo. Di short tsa mina ke out check di publisher ke ka matha ka di wee hours of the morning. Hore ke le ilude lona ba mo South Africa. Ke tswe mo lona. Ke bele ke le shape ka quick current. Lang natella morago cause lona le magotlo. That's what you are. Akere le ntateletse morago la belang blogger channel ya me nice. Ke ipatla nna ma America cause they were the majority of my audience lang lata da. Le ngoga ka di jeresi ka di washing le busy lang handle. Cause le tsika tackling. Le tsika violence. La le ya loose. Ngqola ngokudlwengola amadoda ndini. Let's go just anger 24 hours a day, 24 hours a daily business le tumpa batho. Ka enga ya lona ha re tse bore grand shapo e tswa kae. Ana ro kwatetseng e kana e kima. Hore lo ya South Africa yo yotle. Ka o fela South Africa e kopane wena ntse o iloya. O tlwa mo lo ngaka, lo phuma ho boy. As cool man, I futsek. Just like it, you're gonna cause me. Hore ke bone thonna tse sa di batleng mo ministry ko tswa mo lona. O mong o tlo borang ke Terence how like papa. These last days, di tletse ka nonsense rubbish elona le yetsang. Nonsense rubbish. Well, one of this nonsense Momo South Africa that's caused me to speak in my languages on a YouTube channel that I am actively trying to depart from South Africa. I am trying to emigrate it to another country. So basically, I've lost all of my English viewers on this video. Not that I have many anyway, because I get you're making sure of it. Lipi isn't a lawyer. La tumpa le trape, le tumpe le trape. Ana ntule sa trape le sa tumpi. Le le tumpu le ngwana batho. Ke ntole etsang eo. Le tsa go tumpa, trapi. It's all you can do. 24 hours a day sa ruru nje fela la tumpa le trapa batho. So jaanong ke busy ke blame mo South Africa again ke sa di again. Ke busy ka Setswana ra ka Sezulu ra for sebaka se se kakang. Ke fokotsegile. I am exhausted. Ke rubbish alone. Listen to Mzansi. Jaanong ke batla tsamaya. Mara jaka ga nna ke batla tsamaya le possessive. Le mpatla why? You're the ones that kicked me out, make sure I can't work. Now you're actually killing me. Le batla hore nna ke lo ipolaya. You want me to die. Because if you don't want me going anywhere doing nothing, le batla go no ntsenya ko ntlunya mo no tsheryaneng o nketsa Stepford wife nna ke lo bloma le out ene ke sa batle o njisitseng o ntumpanga korobela o nseveilang ka bring back lost lavara o nseveilang ka bega mina pel monna o tlong controlang ka ditlhare I kirile my little puppet master ke le marionette nna underneath his strings le ngpata ntlunya Ditweba eo gore le tlong manager le tlong handler gore nna ke lo suffocate ke monna o kwentseng di dwelms tse di kana I dagamiso ezingaka ze in the occult ke tlo dila jwang. That's what I'm getting at. You wanna make me a murder victim of this femicidal country, and I'm trying everything in my power to avoid a D-Day. Ling Fosta na bring back lost lavara. Ling Fosta na tumpi ka korobel. Le long Fosta ro ke lo nyala 20. Ya go loya e taweng mara nang 6 pack. Ke tla yetsang. Miso yenza le mfela le 6 pack miso yenza ne. Ha ona ntho enka yetsang. Kolobe ya 6 pack lamkutla. There's nothing I can do for ifariki ephelele yonke ene 12 pack ena ma dimples enswembu eyazi ukukhuluma, put his words together the way eloquent ngakhona, ngizomenzani lo muntu njengoma azabe ngicontrol kabuhlungu kanje na endlini. Ngizobulalwa mina. Ngiyo le ndoda yakhona ezothatha idumbbell yakhona since he's so much into weightlifting. Angishayela inhloko ngayo ngoba he's going to manifest demons all up in my grill. Anginifuni ngoba ni sangene nonke. It's why I'm trying to get out of South Africa. Mara you are possessive. So essentially tshwantse ke lo tlhokafala jwanong. Go tshireletsa ke modimo la nkutla. Inkosi izongivikela. The Lord is going to protect me from me ending up dead at the hands of some psychotic freak. Ongifuna ngenkani. However many of y'all might be out there. Angisipha isikele emseni so nonke, and neither does God buy isikele emseni nonke. Nibolile and akunandaba badlwengula indini if nibahle. It does not matter noma nijima, and it does not matter noma nazi smooth talker, because bottom line is nibolile, ningamafariki, niimfene. You are disgusting animals in the wilderness, and what's left is for you to be culled. Do you understand? Anfunu Jesu. And so for those reasons, amanyo bota ngishilo ngati, amanyo bodisa, nyo tablamafu, go die. Nobody is going to miss you, given the menaces that you were to the country. Abantu ababoni my vantage point for now. Kodwa bazoyibona eventually. Zamothokafalang lona bananze libizile spreader ngolaza mamo strateng. Ka Korobel, o tseba hore na le HIV. O bolo shapa tshiri ko office ka Korobel. Anara ha o kuli on that day. Ha o imfene nje on that day. Antu e fariki on that day. Ha o tshweni obuti. Ko baribueng. Ha o motho. You are something. We ntonje ebolile. Ezokugulisa omunye umntana. Worse ninga ma statistics for South Africa. Already we've got an epidemic of HIV lana. We are trying to eradicate it. All different kinds of interventions by government. Bese when you figure. Uzoshaya umuntu ngenkorobelo azi ukuthi ninqulaza. Uyazi ukuthi unenqulaza. Wazi. Uzobhidliza nje ikamva lonke liphelele lo munye umntana. Ulosinya bokamuso bongana batho ka ufela bofeletse. Ke ntho le etsang eo. Le batla lo tsaya jwanong mosadi o mongwe eleng innocent o ituletseng ke ituletse in poverty. Ga ke na madi la nkutlo. Ebe le batla batlong pha nqulaza hore nna every month tshwantse ke lo latela le di ARV ko public clinic. I already have stress in my life. Mara le mpatla ha en lo ka nkane ka korobela tsa mo shwang. Tsa mo tlhokafala jaka dintja tsa mo shwa because batho ke bona ba tlhokafalang. Ntho le ikentseng yona ha le sa le batho. Di zombie la nkutlo. Hambani yo border angispice ke lemseng. Oh, this world etletseng so much ka all of this rubbish. Ehle. Ratsamai. Jaka hale Fosta ga botlhoko ga kana. Nna jeka ga ke le sterkisi, ke le stamaronza, ke le Hercules, ke le strong ga kana go la avoid. How strong do you think the rest of the female population of South Africa is? Do you think ukuthi abanye abafazi imbokodo njengam? No, guys. They're not this strong. They don't have this level of resolve. So nyoba mitisa. Only for them to find out upon doing their first pregnancy checkup ukuthi they're HIV positive. Women that are not as strong in their resolve as me end up sick under you, insisting ukuthi uzojola nzojola nzorwa le basedi mo strateng o sebedisa korobelo o tseba re wa kula. If you can force me to be with you ha botlhoko ga kana le tseba gore na le ngolaza. Basadi ba capitulating a lot more easily than me. Le ba phamots, le batsaile. You have just taken them ngenkani. That's why ke ramba nyo border. This country can do without you. Whether or not uzokhalela umma wakho or inja yakho or ukhazi or makhelwane is irrelevant. Bottom line is the rest of South Africa is better off without you. La kula, le di Satane, li bua nyoko, le tsa nyoko, la lawyer, and li kudisa South Africa kaofela. Le tsa basadi le ba latlha mo hara mekoti, and you cause them to be HIV positive and pregnant ngabantwana that they deliver with difficulty, trying to make sure ukuthi bazalwa banyana HIV. Kaze umuntu onjalo, why asaphila la emgaqweni? Why asakhokha umoya? Indoda egulayo kodwa usafuna umfazi la emgaqweni. Sinsali busy. Abatla mosadi ushela nje fela ka korobela 24 hours a day. This little rando ko America ungishela ka korobela 24 hours a day. Wakula unangqolaza, and so many other men. The other dude from my high school the other day, I told you, ubhizi ushela ka korobela. Shela ngekorobela. Ngqolaza, HIV. Papa, how in the world are you out just still pursuing a woman trying to get married that is HIV negative? Ka korobela. Not even trying to confess. Come out nge-status sakho. Umuntu is just gonna find out kabuhlungu nje lying next to you in bed one day. Ukuthi mina I'm HIV positive kanjani Themba? And Themba's gonna act like he didn't know. And maybe even accuse you of having given it rather to him. Yo, hi, as in no angwazi. I can't. Nkasi khona ntho le yenseng eliqedileng. Hamba nayo ne. Kick it down the road like a soccer ball. And make sure it never comes back. Make sure that the road that you're kicking it down is steep. Or when fella just keep rolling down. Or maybe just disappear at the Bermuda Triangle. Like those ships and those aeroplanes above head. Go there now and see if you don't just disappear. It's written in God's word that I once saw a wicked and a perverse man seeking, just spreading himself sort of like a green laurel tree. Yeah, Bese now you see him, now you don't like Houdini, like the magician that you love so much. Ambanyonyama lala lankutla disappear, just poof. And agna muntu ozobana nendaba yokuthusiswa kuyakhalela. Or ama-colleagues akanguthi they've lost a good colleague. Or umakhelwane is on somehow shem ujabu. Bottom line is the rest of South Africa is better off without you. That is the basic truth. Go basic. Libua nyoko, le nyoko 24 hours a day, and rona skele mesateng e garo se baya saruri. Let down. That's all I gotta say. I'm signing on Christ's name, Katie Kobodo. Bye.